Have you ever felt that quiet, persistent sense that your life isn't following the usual script, like you're moving forward, yet something essential remains just out of reach? You may have learned to function, to succeed, to keep going. But beneath it all, there's a subtle tension you can't explain. When you look at your palm and notice a distinct M shape or a soft crescent moon near the center, that feeling intensifies. Most people dismiss their hands as ordinary, but you didn't. You paused. And that pause matters because it reflects a deeper knowing you've carried for years. In this video, we'll help you understand why that symbol caught your attention and why it's appearing in your awareness now. This isn't about superstition or random lines, it's about patterns, timing, and recognition. We'll explore what these markings have represented across traditions and why they often appear in the lives of people who sense they're meant for something more. If that line has felt like it's been quietly pulling at you, we'll connect the dots you've been feeling but haven't yet named. By the end, you won't look at your palm or your path the same way again. You'll gain clarity about why you've always felt slightly ahead of the curve, why déjà vu and intuition have followed you, and why this moment feels charged with significance. This video isn't here to tell you who to become, it's here to help you recognize who you already are. Stay with us to the end, because what you've sensed all along is finally ready to be understood. If you feel these messages resonate with something you've secretly felt for a long time, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Each video here is created to help you better understand yourself, the subtle signs the universe has always sent you. Now, slow down a bit. Look closely at your hand, because the sign you're about to hear isn't something everyone has, and the reason it appeared in your life isn't random. Section 1. The pattern you have always felt. Across ancient wisdom traditions and modern psychological thought, one quiet truth continues to surface again and again. Long before we are able to explain our lives, we are already living inside a pattern. These patterns do not announce themselves loudly. They move beneath awareness, shaping intuition, attraction, curiosity, and timing. They show up as instincts you could never quite justify, as sudden flashes of recognition that arrive without logic, as moments of déjà vu that feel less like coincidence and more like remembrance. You may have felt it in the way you notice things others overlook, or in the sense that you are arriving at conclusions before the questions are even fully formed. There is often a subtle awareness that you are tracking something just ahead of the visible moment, as if part of you is tuned to a deeper signal. This does not make you superior or lacking. It simply places you slightly out of rhythm with the surface pace of the world. That is where the symbol on your palm enters the story. It has never been a random detail or an idle crease. It has been present alongside these experiences, quietly mirroring the internal pattern you have been living out long before you had language for it. While others glance at their hands and move on, you noticed, you paused. Something about that mark stayed with you, not because you were searching for meaning, but because meaning was already pressing gently against your awareness. If you have ever felt different without needing to define how, if you have sensed that your inner timing does not always match the external world, or if you have wondered why that mark continued to draw your attention over the years, there is nothing accidental about that. You are not late. You are not early. You are not misplaced. You are standing precisely at the point where recognition begins. This moment is not about becoming something new. It is about realizing what has been quietly unfolding all along. And if this resonates, it is because you are exactly where you are meant to be. Before we move deeper, take a moment to pause with what you just felt. Let the recognition settle instead of rushing past it. If this section resonated with you, it means something inside you is already responding to what is being revealed. Support this space by liking the video, and let your voice be part of the conversation by leaving a comment, sharing what stood out to you or what you have quietly sensed for years. Or, if words feel unnecessary right now, simply type, "I recognize my pattern" in the comments as a signal of awareness. What comes next will build directly on this realization, revealing why this pattern is beginning to surface now and what it is inviting you to see next. Section 2. The language written into your hands. The M or crescent moon marking on your palm is not merely a physical line etched into skin. It is a form of language, subtle, ancient, and precise. For some, it is present from birth, quietly resting beneath the surface. For others, it appears later in life, as if a dormant signal has finally switched on at the exact moment their awareness was ready to meet it. This is not random timing. It reflects an internal activation, a moment when inner perception and external symbolism align. Across ancient palm sciences, mystical traditions, and spiritual philosophy, the hands have always been regarded as instruments of creation. They are not passive. They shape, heal, transmit, and translate inner states into the outer world. Hands bless, build, soothe, protect, and express what words often cannot. Because of this, markings on the palm have never been seen as decorative accidents. They are considered intentional imprints, maps of capacity rather than fate. If you carry this sign, it suggests that your relationship with energy is not limited to sensitivity alone. You do not simply perceive energy, you conduct it. You move it through presence rather than effort. When you enter a space, something adjusts before you say a word. The atmosphere may soften, becoming calmer and more receptive, or it may tighten, as if truth itself has arrived and can no longer be avoided. Conversations subtly shift. People feel seen, unsettled, comforted, or activated without being able to explain why. This is because your energy communicates ahead of language. Your palm's marking reflects an innate ability to transmit intention, emotion, and awareness through being rather than doing. Others respond to you instinctively, long before logic enters the exchange. They sense coherence or disruption, alignment or challenge, not because you impose it, but because your presence carries information. This is the language written into your hands, not a prediction of who you must become, but a quiet confirmation of who you already are. Section 3. Alignment is not coincidence. You may have tried to dismiss what you are sensing. You may have made genuine efforts to feel ordinary, to move at the same pace as everyone else, to blend into the familiar rhythm of the world without standing out. And yet, no matter how much you try to ignore it, life continues to leave quiet markers along your path. Numbers repeat themselves in patterns too precise to overlook. Moments of déjà vu arise with an accuracy that feels intentional, as though you are stepping into scenes you somehow already recognize. Even brief encounters linger, strangers meeting your eyes for just a second longer, carrying a subtle recognition they cannot explain, as if something in you feels known. This is not coincidence, it is alignment. It is the steady, patient intelligence of life, gently nudging you again and again, inviting your awareness to turn inward and notice what is already unfolding. Alignment does not arrive loudly. It does not demand attention through chaos or spectacle. Instead, it speaks through repetition, through resonance, through moments that feel small on the surface but unmistakable in the body. These experiences are signals, reminding you that you are moving in step with something deeper than habit or chance. You were never meant to disappear into the background of your own life. There is a coherence to your energy that cannot be hidden, even when you try to soften it or make it less visible. Animals may gravitate toward you instinctively, drawn by a calm or steadiness they trust without question. Children may watch you with quiet curiosity, sensing a presence that feels safe, open, and familiar before language or social conditioning intervenes. Unfiltered awareness, whether animal, child, or moment of pure attention, naturally moves toward coherent energy, and yours carries a signal that is felt before it is understood. What you are experiencing is not randomness. It is a conversation between you and life itself, conducted through subtle recognition rather than explanation. Alignment reveals itself when you are close to your own truth, when your inner state begins to harmonize with the larger pattern around you. The clues are not asking you to become something else. They are asking you to notice who you already are and to recognize that the world is responding not by accident, but by design. Before we move forward, take a quiet moment to let this land. Notice what in this section resonated most deeply for you, not intellectually, but in your body. Where have you seen these signs repeating in your own life? Where have you felt that subtle recognition, that sense of being gently guided rather than randomly moved? If this speaks to you, pause the momentum for just a breath and reflect. I invite you to leave a comment sharing what you have noticed along your path, or simply type this sentence below as an acknowledgement of your awareness. I recognize the alignment unfolding in my life. Your reflection anchors what you have already sensed, and it prepares you for what comes next. Section 4. The body recognizes before the mind. Long before the mind forms an explanation, the body already knows. It responds quietly, instinctively, without needing permission from logic. You may notice it as a gentle tingling in your hands, a spreading warmth, or a subtle current moving just beneath the surface of your skin. These sensations often arrive without warning, appearing in moments of stillness or awareness, as if something within you has begun to speak its own language. Across ancient healing systems, spiritual traditions, and modern energy psychology, this sensation has been described as life force energy. It is the same current that animates breath, movement, and awareness itself. It does not need belief to exist, nor imagination to function. It responds simply because it is real. If you rub your palms together for a few seconds and then slowly separate them, you may feel a soft resistance, a warmth that lingers, a gentle magnetic pull forming between your hands. That sensation is not fantasy. It is measurable, observable, and experienced consistently by people across cultures and time. Your hands respond this way because they are designed to. They are not merely tools for grasping or creating in the physical world. They are instruments of perception, transmission, and reception. The body holds intelligence that does not rely on thought, and the hands are one of its most sensitive points of communication. This is why healers, artists, and intuitives throughout history have worked through the palms. The body recognizes energy before the mind learns how to name it. That symbol on your palm plays a role in this process. It functions like a finely tuned receiver, amplifying subtle information that others may overlook. While some people register only background noise, you perceive patterns. While others search for proof, you feel recognition. This sensitivity is not random, and it is not something you developed by chance. It is part of how your system is calibrated to interact with the world. Your intuition, that quiet knowing that arrives before explanation, was never luck or coincidence. It has always been a form of communication. The body senses first, the mind follows later. And when you learn to trust what the body recognizes, you begin to understand that awareness does not start with thought. It begins with resonance. Section 5. Trusting the first truth. From this moment forward, you are invited to return to the most reliable guide you have ever had, the body's first response, not the second thought, not the explanation that arrives later, but the initial signal, the one that appears before language, before doubt, before the mind begins to negotiate with itself. This first truth does not shout. It communicates quietly, precisely, through sensation. When your breath subtly tightens, it is not a flaw in your nervous system. When your palms pulse, warm, or suddenly cool, it is not imagination. These are not random reactions, and they are not anxiety by default. They are data. They are the body speaking in its native language, offering you information faster and more accurately than thought ever could. Across ancient traditions, this capacity was known as mindful awareness, not as a practice to be learned, but as an intelligence to be remembered. Long before logic dominated perception, humans understood that the body itself is a perceptual instrument. It registers truth through rhythm, pressure, temperature, and tension. The body does not lie. It responds to alignment and misalignment instantly, without commentary. The problem has never been that these signals are unclear. The problem is that most people have been trained to override them, to analyze instead of listen, to rationalize instead of feel, to distrust what arrives first and wait for permission from the mind. But the more often you dismiss the body's signal, the quieter it becomes, and the more you honor it, the clearer it grows. This process is much like tuning a radio. At first, there may be static, conflicting sensations, mixed messages, uncertainty. But with attention and trust, the noise begins to fall away. The signal sharpens. What once felt confusing becomes unmistakable. You no longer need to search for confirmation because recognition happens immediately, in the body, before thought catches up. This is where the markings on your hands take on deeper meaning. They were never ornamental, never accidental. They are not passive lines etched by chance. They function as receivers, subtle interfaces designed to interact with this level of embodied awareness. When you feel sensation move through your palms, you are not imagining connection. You are participating in it. To trust the first truth is to step back into coherence. It is to allow the body to do what it has always known how to do: perceive, inform, and guide. When you stop questioning that intelligence, it begins to speak with remarkable clarity. And in that clarity, you no longer have to search for truth. You feel it immediately, unmistakably, and without effort. Before we move forward, take a moment to pause with what you have just felt, not analyzed, not explained, but times felt asterisk. Notice how your body responds right now as you hear these words. This awareness is not passive. It is an active choice to listen. If something in this section resonated with you, if it mirrored an experience you have had but never fully trusted, honor that recognition. Gently anchor it by engaging with this moment. Like the video, if this truth spoke to you, and share your reflections in the comments so others can recognize they are not alone in this experience. Or, if you feel called to keep it simple, type ***, I trust my first truth. *** below as a quiet affirmation. This acknowledgement helps integrate what you've just received because what comes next builds directly upon the moment you choose to listen rather than doubt. Section 6. Clearing and claiming your energy. Activation does not begin with force or striving. It begins with clearing. True energetic change happens not through effort, but through intentional release. This is why simplicity is so powerful. When the mind becomes quiet and the body receives a clear directive, transformation follows naturally. Tonight, allow water to run over your hands, cool, steady, alive. Do not merely observe the sensation, direct it. Feel the water as an intelligent current moving through you, carrying away accumulated weight, doubt, and outdated limitations. Imagine everything that no longer belongs to your present self, dissolving and leaving your body through your palms. The hands are gateways. They receive, they transmit, they release. As the water flows, speak aloud with clarity and authority. I release what no longer serves me. These words are not symbolic. They are instructions. Your nervous system responds to clarity, not complexity. When your intention is simple and precise, the body understands exactly what to do. Visualization activates change because the body responds to vivid experience as if it were real. When you see the release, when you feel it, your system reorganizes itself accordingly. This is not imagination, it is communication. The body believes what it experiences with focus and presence. Once the space is cleared, you move from release into claiming. Place your palms over your heart. Breathe slowly, deeply, intentionally. Let your breath anchor you into your center. From this grounded state, speak not as someone wishing, but as someone authorizing reality. Say, "My hands are conductors of divine energy." Say, "My intuition speaks clearly, and I trust it." Say, "I release every limitation and step fully into my power." These are not affirmations of hope, they are declarations of alignment. In this moment, you are not becoming something new, you are remembering what has always been true. Take a breath and feel what has shifted. What you just did was not symbolic in the way the mind understands symbols. It was somatic, it was energetic. When you sealed the moment with intention, when you released the past and anchored yourself fully into the now, something irreversible occurred, not because of effort, but because of recognition. What has been awakened does not return to sleep. Once the body remembers truth, it carries it forward quietly, steadily, without needing permission. Those marks on your hands were never random lines or coincidences of skin. They are reminders, a map etched into form, a key that only responds when you are ready to turn it, a covenant between who you have been and who you are becoming. You were never meant to follow an ordinary path or move through life unaware of your own depth. Souls like yours do not stumble into power through force or struggle. They reclaim it through remembrance. If this message resonated, acknowledge it consciously. Let your awareness complete the circuit. Leave a comment stating this exact quote, "I remember my power now." If you feel the alignment moving through you, also leave 555 inches the comments as a signal that you are choosing the next phase with intention. If this moment supported you, please like and share this video so it can reach others who are standing at the same threshold. Subscribe to the Spiritual Flow channel to stay connected as we continue walking this path of remembrance together. And when you are ready, watch the video below to deepen what has already begun. Your power was never missing. It was waiting, and now it is awake.